I'm Vin Tran, a realtor and an Airbnb superhost. I bought my first home in 2020 and turned the front half of it into a powerhouse Airbnb. I've had over 500 plus guests, and here are some tips I wish I knew before I started my journey. One of the most important things to do when you start your Airbnb is make sure you pay attention to the city and state regulations. You want to call your local city and state office to get more clarity. Ask for documentation on city rules towards short-term rentals. And you don't want to say Airbnb, that always just puts a red flag to some people. I would always say a short-term rental. Like, one of the biggest things I can tell you is to research your competitors. Look at listings that are comparable to yours. If it's a 2-bedroom, look at 2 bedrooms in the area, right? Look for descriptions, photos, listings. But you don't want to just take exactly what they're doing, right? You want to keep an eye on what makes their listing so powerful. Do their photos pop? Would you want to stay there when you're visiting? Are they providing value by offering great places to eat or things to do in that location? And they know how many minutes to each major landmark. That type of information, you kind of want to understand your placement and what your competition is doing. And with the pros and cons list that you'll create, you'll decide what you don't want to do and what you do want to do and how do you stand out. You know, one of the biggest things in Airbnbs that people don't really talk about all the time is amenities. When you're going to travel, right, it's always so annoying when you have to do laundry, they don't have detergent. And you go out there and you're spending a $20 detergent. That $20 detergent is going to change how you think about this Airbnb. They have to drive to the store. They have limited time at your house. So the limited time at your house, you want to make it that it's as productive to relaxation as possible. You know, when they come in the house, it's very important to make an impact. That's why I tell you, like, there's a welcome board, right? Like, I'll tell you, welcome to Los Angeles, and have their name. You want to customize it for them. Your job is to make them feel special. I'm in Los Angeles. A beach is only half an hour away, so I do provide beach gear. I got beach chairs, an umbrella, things not every guest is going to use. But if one guest uses it and they have an exceptional experience, then that money is well spent in my eyes. We have a pack and play crib, things like this. Yes, they do cost money to do, but it's not a very overwhelming amount. These board games bring back people to a certain nostalgia, puts them in a happy place, like having Monopoly, having Clue, having a poker set. By being considerate of your guest's time, they're able to just relax. Everything is thought out. Just things like that you're thinking about, like what if you were staying at an Airbnb? Wouldn't you want those things? I know they do have a cost to them, but doing those things is how you get a 5-star review. I want my place to stick out. I want my place to make people feel special. I want my home to create a feeling that the people you're with, you can focus on spending time with them while you're here and enjoying this beautiful city. That makes a big difference in how people perceive your home. That's how you really want to stand out in the long run. We want to make sure that we provide just the best possible service, make them feel welcome, and it's more of a yes, how can I help, instead of a confrontational no, right? You're just trying to get them to feel that they're being treated special. If something goes wrong, it's a home. People live in these homes. Things are bound to happen. Hot water might not work for an hour. What you could do is say, I can fix it, but imagine how your guest feels. They go into the shower and it's cold. That could ruin their trip. They have a limited amount of time in your house, and that time was ruined by you not having that service up to par. So how do you fix something like that? Do you just say, oh, sorry, please wait, and let me get this fixed for you? You fix it and let it slide? No. What you're going to do is you're going to try your best to take care of them before they even ask. Just something like that really sticks out so that you can continue to get your 5-star review, which is what matters in the long term. That's how people are going to recognize you. You know, I'm 150 reviews deep in, and at a 4.97. Almost every single person has given me a 5-star review, and we're trying to maintain that. So, jumping to amenities, let's talk about a different subject. You want to create messaging that allow for guests who plan to throw a party to cancel themselves. They will realize that this is not something they want to do, and they're going to cancel on their own without you canceling for them. So the goal is to be tough so that they don't try to go sideways on your rules, and that in the day they make the decision to cancel their booking. Another way to look at your Airbnb is you want to build around reviews. Think about their experience. They have a limited time at your home. So during that limited time, you want to make every second count. So what I would do is, if they have an issue, you want to do more than is asked of you. So I would refund first rather than getting a bad review. When people look for Airbnbs, reviews are everything. Be there to create the best possible experience with what you have. And it does not mean spending tremendous amount of money. It's just meaning to treat people well and above what you want to be treated. Some customers are very tough, but the way I've dealt with them is just be overly nice. It's really hard to be mean to someone who's extremely nice to you and willing to work with you. So it's important to just keep your emotions out of the Airbnb. If you're having a bad day, create boilerplate messages that, like someone's talking about parking, save messages about parking that you repeated over again so you can easily deliver that message and keep the emotions out of it. One of the most powerful things I've learned about Airbnb is just the power of automation. Automate, automate, automate. We have automated messaging for every step of the way to create the same experience throughout. Day before someone checks in, they are going to have a messaging about how to work everything, how to work the AC, how to find the amenities, the guidebook. Guests will have similar questions. So the main thing is that you want to use apps such as Hospitable, which will catch those keywords, and you will save those questions already, and they can automate that by setting the answer that they think is going to answer their question. And it'll save you hundreds of hours. The biggest advice I can give you about automation is your cleaning team. If you have a point of contact there, give them your calendar link. So they have your calendar, so they know when you have guests that come in and out, right? If they know that, that saves you from a call. If they have an emergency, they can give you in advance and you can have a backup. But the main goal is, once you find that cleaning service that's amazing, you provide them with your calendar and you guys are in sync, and the less messages you have to provide creates less chances for error. One of the coolest things I think about Hospitable offerings is that with the Slage In code, they can actually make guest codes and message your guests for you. So every time a new guest comes, a new code will be sent to that new guest and it will be erased after they leave. So just things such as that, even though it's the smallest minutia, right? But just having that automated just saves so much peace of mind that even though it's you saving 4 minutes from making that code and providing it, that 4 minutes is time for you to spend on doing other things. At the end of the day, Airbnb is a business. Remember, Airbnb is a business. It's a lot of work to run it well. If you do it right, it can be a great source of income. Be sure to look at comps in the area that are similar so that you can have an idea if it's worth your time to Airbnb. There are so many different costs, such as cleaning teams, such as your time to manage it. Check sites like Pricelabs and Rabu to find what properties in your area are making. And paying attention to revenue is important and all, but you have to also understand your costs. How much are you paying for cleaning every month? And your electricity is going to go up, right? All these things are included in that. Everyone talks about how powerful Airbnb is. It's very powerful. And you have to know yourself. And if you're bad at something, you have to find ways to make this work even with your weaknesses. So hopefully today, this is a subject I'm very passionate about with Airbnb. It's changed my life as a first-time home buyer. And if you like this content, please like and subscribe. If you want to become an Airbnb host, use my link in the description and I'll get a little referral for it, and you'll also get a referral for being a host too. I'm always here. I also always believe that, if you can help others, it goes a long way. Pass it forward. If you want to follow me along my journey, you can find my Instagram and website in the description. So I'm Vin Tran, the More Value Agent. I appreciate you taking the time to listen to me today, and please like and subscribe.